I'm gonna I'm gonna end up on the ground. I know I am. All right, explorers, we are just minutes away from the Pirates of the Caribbean party. Arr.
Where's my bottle of rum?
Right now. Here we go. You ready? You excited? We are on the NCL. Yes, Two of us are excited about going on this escape.
Welcome, guys. It is D&G Explorers. But wait a minute. Wait 1 minute. I think we also have Chat Cruisers.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Norwegian Encore Alaska cruise show. We got a little emotional with that opening. That was actually played by mistake, but we just kept it going. So our retro opening. But yeah, welcome everybody. It's it's Wednesday, the 17th of May. Did we just get off a cruise? I can't remember.
I think we got
did.
off a cruise. Can you believe it?
I can't believe it.
We haven't been live on our normal slot
for a lot of things.
3 weeks because of the cruise. And we tried to go live last week when we were in Skagway. And it was not happening. We had no reception.
we tried.
We tried. But happy May 17th. It's halfway through the month. Can you believe that? Yes, Nancy, I am a mush ball. Just emotional when we...
a mush ball.
I can't even say it. All right.
Oh. Yeah, meeting Chad Cruisers was one of the many highlights of having this channel, and just that it was a surprise. At that time, we didn't expect them to be there, so just lots of emotions and stuff. So
yes, very much so.
Excuse me.
But this was our first full Alaskan experience because we did do a 5-day sampler on the Discovery Princess. So this was really a first chance for us to experience it. And I will tell you...
And when we say sampler, we mean sampler.
Yes.
You'll only catch a can.
But this Alaskan is... An Alaskan cruise is a completely different kind of cruise than other cruises. So we want to share that with you, especially if you're going on NCL. NCL gets a little bit of the shaft because of where they have to port. But if you guys are going to go on NCL, or just kind of give you ideas, we went to Juneau, we went to Skagway, and we went to Ketchikan. We'll talk a little bit about that. We'll talk about where we stayed pre-cruise, what we did before pre-cruise. So we're going to go at a pretty good clip. But if you guys have any questions, please put them in the chat, because I know there's people that are going to be sailing to Alaska this year, and hopefully we can help you out in some way.
And I have to say that Skagway, by far for me, was the highlight of this trip.
Oh, that was my worst. That was my least favorite. That was my least favorite.
Are you serious?
No, I'm just joking.
I was like, okay.
But why don't we...
But you'll find out why.
Yes, thanks everyone for joining
really
us
wasn't
tonight.
His least favorite.
Let's greet our guests, and bringing that in is going to be Jim for More Sunshine. Please, if you guys not had a chance to check his channel out, please do. Jim, take it away.
This chat check is brought to you by More Sunshine, please. Now with a drop of Retsin.
That was the one you played earlier.
Thank you, Jim.
So you'll find out why it was our highlight in a second. But we have Wild 1995 Alaskan White Speedo Bodies on the way. Oh boy. Sir Gary of the Beaches.
Well, you missed the first one. Angela.
It didn't.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Angela. Not only did I have some bad dream about her last night, I cut you off. But really, it cut off on here. Yes, I had a dream about Angela being eaten by a werewolf for some weird reason. I have no idea why. And it was a sad dream because I had just gotten off the phone with her in my dream. And then I found out she was eaten by a werewolf. So I have no idea what that means. Anyway, welcome Angela Nemechek. Orange Cone Vlog, welcome. RobFuz, welcome.
Wait, did you say RobFuz?
I did.
Oh, here we go. There you go.
We really need that new horn. Ryan Richard, who we finally got to meet in person.
We did.
We'll talk about that too. Nautical Nurse Nancy is here. Welcome back from the Great White North. I wish I was in the Great White North right now because it's almost 100 degrees. Excuse me. And I mean that to be white like snow. Pepper Tree Villa, welcome. Mary Ellen Dillon, welcome. Waypoint Explorers, Kathy Mills, Destination Fun. Where am I at? Cheryl One Deck Down, welcome. Surfer Girl 326. Where am I? Sorry, I'm missing my spot. The Down Under Cruisers, welcome.
Welcome. All the way down in Australia, eh? Wait, I just went to Canada.
Wow, you turned the Down Under Cruisers into Canadian cruisers. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Not sure how that's gonna work, but yes, sounds like Angela should avoid full moons. By all means, avoid those full moons. Let's see. So I think we're all cut up. So welcome everybody. Tress Amond, welcome. My God, I cannot read. Tess
Amond, yeah.
Almond, welcome. I am sorry. Nick Torres, welcome.
We met her in Vegas. I know you probably don't remember, but we met her in Vegas.
Nick Torres is a guy.
Tess.
Okay. Well, I said Nick Torres, and you said we met her in Vegas, so the timing on that was just all wrong. But I think I knew who you meant. Nick, we're not saying that you're her, so don't worry about that.
I believe we did, didn't we, Tess? now I'm doubting myself.
Are you having dreams too now about meeting other people? At least she wasn't eaten by a werewolf, so. The Food Cat, welcome. We did meet the Food Cat in Las Vegas, though.
Yes, we did.
So, we do have a little dilly-dilly. You know, I said, let's not do dilly-dilly. And then I just kind of broke down and I had a dilly-dilly. So, dilly-dilly.
Dilly-dilly. I don't know what you made, but... That was an evil laugh.
So, and I haven't had this in a while. I had no soda the whole trip until when we got on the plane to get there and then coming home. But during the trip, I had no soda. So this is cherry Pepsi, blue Caraco, I know it's Carousel, and vodka. So I know, kind of a weird mixture there.
Nancy said, "Mum." She saw "Mum" in
the beginning. Yep.
Yes.
Um,
I'm going. Sorry, I'm scrolling through the chat, just seeing if there's any questions. Orange Cone Vlog, I will answer because we did what you are going to be doing.
Are you turning into a upper Derek? Huh? I don't understand that, Angela. I did get some kind of a congestion thing during the trip. I know, no surprise there, right? Seems to always happen on a trip. We were, excuse me, everything was fine until Skagway. And I think it was because I was outside of the train that we'll talk about that we were on.
They didn't realize he was outside, and he was hanging on for 3/4 of the trip. And I didn't say anything. I just figured if he was dumb enough to get caught out there, then he could.
Who didn't realize? What? No. So, we were allowed to be out on the platform with nothing but like bars and a chain.
So it was a vintage train,
Yeah.
train car, and they had the old little balconies on the front and the back of each
and
car.
you couldn't go from car to car, but you could go outside the little area. It was so beautiful and gorgeous and majestic and all these other words that I can't even describe it. But it was so nice out there. I just leaned up against the wall in the front part when nobody was there and just took all the beauty in. And I think the cold
amazing.
got to me a little bit. And then you go inside and it was like a sauna because they had the heater going on and everybody's body heat was accumulating. It was nice in the back of the cart or whatever you want to call it. But you got some different shots from the back than you would the front.
I do have some pictures of that.
Yeah,
So
and then
we'll see
Derek
those.
Derek says, "Oh, stick your head out in the front while I take a picture of you in the back." I'm like, okay, so I did it, and I thought he was in there taking a picture. Then later, he sees me and he says, "I asked you to take a picture with your head sticking out in the front." I said, "I thought we already did it." So then we did it, and I'm like, "Please hurry up," because I looked back just to make sure. Because here's your cart, and the rocks literally come out inches from the train.
Little dramatic.
Moving. Inches. So here's me sticking my head out. I do not want to get my head, So, yeah, we were trying to be fast about it.
All right, let's try to get her caught on some of these things. So Cheryl says this is her favorite cruise is to Alaska. Mary Ellen said, "I love Alaska. Can't wait for my 4th cruise next month." Wow,
To Alaska?
Yeah. Mary Ellen says,
Wow.
"I love Skagway." Ryan, we did not have the salmon donut. We didn't have time in Ketchikan, unfortunately. I wanted to do it.
We weren't even in an area where it was at. We docked in this totally different spot. Waterfalls coming off the mountains equals beautiful. Yes, near Sancy. I really have no words for being on that train and being up in there. I got emotional a couple times. It just makes you think. Yes, I'm glad I did not lose my head either. And I'm serious. They probably tell you not to stick your head out. Here's Derek. Stick your head out so I can take a picture from the back.
Nancy says, "Wait, 100 degrees? Yeah, we're 97 degrees today, so it's been very hot." And even Seattle was hot. We were like sweating when we were there.
Oh, I didn't notice there were forest fires out there, Ryan. I didn't smell any smoke.
We did see the horizon, though. We thought it was just smog.
I mean, everything, the air was very, crisp and cold and fresh smelling.
Yep, Destination Fun
when I could smell at that time.
Alaska is awesome. And I'm just still trying to get caught up, guys. Man, I'm way behind.
Oh, the bridges were awesome, except for that one that was falling apart and dilapidated. They were like, "Don't worry, you're not going to go on that." And I'm like, I would hope not, because half of it was down in the cavernous cavern, and parts of it were missing, and yeah, that wouldn't have been pretty at all.
Look at the joke that I put up there from Orange Cone.
Huh? Oh. Why can't you play poker with a cruise ship captain? You just took it off.
Oh, sorry. Because
I'm just reading.
because-
Okay, click.
because he's standing on the deck.
Okay, because he's standing on the deck. Wait, I gotta read that one over again. Okay.
All right, I think we're caught up on it. So, okay, so we'll talk about the trip real quick. If you guys have questions, please pop them up. We'll do our best to kind of keep track of everything. But let's start where we stayed at. We stayed at the Seattle waterfront.
Jennifer Chatelain, welcome. That would be Moonshine, Jennifer.
So we stayed at the Seattle waterfront, which is kind of diagonal to us. It's the green and the kind of the coral-looking building there.
Yeah, it was
Basically
very nice.
right across the street because we were standing on top of the cruise port. There is an overlook that you can see the ships coming in. It was a very expensive hotel. It was probably about, well, for 2 nights it was $838 or something like that.
But we had our friends with us, so we shared the cost, which really helped out a lot.
Yeah, but we liked it there just because of the location. I would tell you the staff was amazing, and we booked it as soon as it came out. So there was probably discounts that we didn't, get a chance to do. Ben, hello Ben, thank you for joining us.
Welcome.
So, yes, that was the Marriott, the one that was. We'll put it up here.
You're
again.
eating ribs right now. Ay, ay, ay. I'm jealous. I wish I had some ribs right now.
So, right in the middle, there's a white and red vehicle in the street. It would be like where the rooftop of the red one. If you go straight up from that, that would be the greenish building with the kind of coral color.
Well, they can't see your mouse, huh?
No, they can't see the mouse on it. It's right there, so
Excuse me.
super close to it. If you're doing a Princess cruise, I believe that is Pier 91. They did have a shuttle there to Pier 91. So if your ship is leaving from Pier 91, they do have a shuttle that goes to that. So that was pretty cool.
They're actually really considerate at that hotel because it was cold and rainy. They had heaters outside right in the lobby area. Like when you walk outside, they had huge heaters. It felt like the sun was out, but it felt so good. They had umbrellas.
Welcome, Tiffany.
And they welcome, Tiffany. They let you borrow them in good faith that you would bring them back. And I said,
That's right.
I even said, we'll bring it back. And he said, and I think he said, I hope so, or something. And then you said something, or I think I think Derek said I hope so, or I don't remember, but one or both of them made some comment that was funny, and I just said, well, I was just letting him know I was going to bring it back.
So there was another place that we are friends of our friends that came to join us, Mike and David's friend, and she was staying at the Edgewater Inn.
That was really cool.
And we had a chance to look at her room. The front of the ship is, I was going to put it in there and I forgot, but you opened up her room and the front of the ship is right there. That's how close the Edgewater is. So either the Edgewater, and she said hers was actually a little bit cheaper than what ours was. So either one would be good places. It looked really nice. It had kind of a cabin feel, the Edgewater.
Yeah, it did.
But
awesome bathroom too.
Yeah, that was really unique. It had like those old-fashioned tubs that are on the pedestals, and then they also had like a glass shower, and it was one of the ones where
the tubs with the little legs.
But the bathroom opened up into the room, and they had a door that you would normally walk in, and then they had like on the longer side of it, they had a sliding like an Asian door that had kind of like the frosted
from
windows.
the bathtub.
Yeah,
so you could
they
watch
had, like, two
TV.
doors.
You could watch TV while you're on the bathtub.
Or if you got a big party going on in there, hey, who knows what can go on in there?
What? Wait, you're gonna be in the bathtub while you're having a big party? What?
Is this better, Gary?
What kind of shindig are you talking about?
Yes, I'll put it closer to me.
And the friend of our friends brought their little daughter, and she latched onto me like no one's business. She was such a sweetie, and she was, I think, 4 years old, something like that.
Something like that.
But
she was a little cutie.
She wanted to hold my hand. We held hands walking down the street. I made sure she was safe crossing the street and everything. I didn't want to overstep my boundary, and I even told her mother, and she said, "Oh no, don't worry about it." So it was like parental, not that I'm a parent, but like inner parentalness came out of me. I have nieces and nephews, so I was very protective of her, but she would play with her toys and she would interact with me. It was a lot of fun.
All right, we still got a lot of stuff to cover, Greg. We did get a PayPal chat.
Oh, we did? I didn't
from
see.
Gary. He says, it's been too long since we've had a dance.
Let me see your phone, please, so I can see it.
It's been too long since we had a dance.
Well,
Gary, a
jiggy.
dance. All right, so I don't remember which one this is. So
Oh, boy.
Thank you so much, Gary. Really appreciate that. You
Thank
have
you.
Tess that's saying she's staying at the Hilton Garden in downtown and got a fabulous deal with Hilton, hopefully, so it's nice. I'm sure with it being Hilton, it is nice. I don't remember seeing that one, so I'm not sure how far it is from the Unky Greg. So I'm not sure how far it is from the cruise port. But we walked through a lot through downtown.
Go ahead.
We were going to walk to the tower, but we'll explain because we're going to go off have like a 2-hour show. But some of the things we did before and after
Thank you, Ben, for your comment.
the trip were we went to the original Starbucks.
Right.
The original Starbucks is over at Pike's Market. So I was standing, my back was against basically Pike's Market, which is a famous market there. So the original Starbucks is across the street. We had about a 30-minute wait. Welcome, J&S Adventures.
Welcome.
You could see there's a line out there.
It was longer than 30 minutes. I'm sorry.
It was about 30 minutes because I looked at it from the pictures. But it's not like a Starbucks where you can go and get your hot buns. So
your hot buns. You can't get hot food.
Bring your own hot buns.
You can only get drinks.
Yes.
And buy
Souvenirs.
a bunch of souvenirs.
Yes.
Which Derek really did the job on that.
They were happy when they saw me. And then the other thing that we did, which is not showing, and I don't know what. Oh, there it is. Oh my gosh, really? What happened to it? It's the wheel.
Whoa. That's a small
It
piece.
shrank, yeah.
That was a fun wheel. We've been on a couple wheels.
I think we did
different places.
After it gets going, you do full 3 cycles. This is a little bit further down from where we were. Maybe a 10-minute walk to where the Seattle Marriott was. Okay, stay there, buddy.
Awesome. Holly Ayers is going on her Alaskan cruise tomorrow.
Yay. Oops. Oh, and then post-cruise, our flight wasn't until 7 o'clock at night, so we wanted to do something. We went to Bill Speedle's Underground Tour, which is in the old part of it, and it actually,
that was coming home from the trip.
It actually saved the downtown area because they were going to bulldoze it for condos. So this opened in 1965. And this is one of the things. It was originally 33 blocks is how big the underground was. So
there's probably a lot that they haven't even gone through. I'm sure it's still there.
Yeah. So I would definitely recommend trying that. It was only like I said, $22 for an adult.
Yeah, they had they had sidewalks with little window glasses in them, and you can tell that was part of the underground area. I mean, not the one that's by the wharf, but the regular city streets, and we actually were able to look up through some of them. It was kind of weird and creepy.
Did Holly say what ship they're going on? Holly, what ship are you going on tomorrow? Tess says it's about 5 minutes to port.
I don't know if Holly is on here. Nurse Nancy said it.
Okay. Destination Fun says that wheel was scary. It was okay. We did some vlog on it.
I was surprisingly not scared. That one and the one in Florida.
Orange Cone said you can do dinner on the wheel. I didn't see any ones there you could do it, but maybe
unless you bring your own food
and eat within 3 spins. We rented some of the scooter boards. Okay, yeah, they have a lot of the scooters with it looks like
they lock or break down or something.
They look like those skateboards.
They're battery powered, yeah.
With a handle on it. They were all over. There was probably about 100 that they were just ready for you to use.
Or they broke down. One of the two.
Oh yeah, Ryan says that tour was awesome. Oh, okay. It's only 3 miles from port, so that's good. You're super close to it.
We didn't get to do the Space Needle just because it was so crowded that day. There was a protest going on, so every which way we tried to go, it just wasn't working out. So we said we'll just do it another time.
Yes. So we went. It was cool from where we were at because we had a partial view. So where we were at, you could see the aft side of the ships. We saw because we got there Friday. We flew from Fresno to Seattle. We got there super early. I think our flight left at 7 in the morning. We got there by 9. So when we got to the hotel, it was probably 10:30. And our room faced the dock area. And so we saw the Westerdam, I think. The Holland of America. I think it was Westerdam. If not, Westerdam was in a lot of our ports. Then the next day is my favorite ship.
Rally Creative Travel, welcome.
Welcome, Blaine.
The Bliss.
The Bliss was in port. We saw it coming in, which was cool. I woke up I was wondering, is the ship coming in? And it was 5 o'clock in the morning, and I saw it coming in, and that was a really cool experience. And then the next morning, we saw our ship coming in, the Encore, and it was, I think, even raining. And I dragged David and Greg over, and we went out to the lookout part.
Well, I felt inclined to go because Derek's whispering, and then David's talking loud and everything. I'm like, oh my god! I'm trying to sleep, and then I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna get up. I don't care. So
Yes.
you
But
can tell I'm not a morning person if I don't have my coffee.
But the cool thing is that the check-in was actually really smooth. We had a good check-in, easy to put your bags on, where you to drop them off. We paid for priority boarding, which was an additional $174. So we had the advantage of doing that, and because our ship previously went from Los Angeles to Vancouver, it offloaded them on Friday. So that meant Friday and Saturday it didn't have anyone on the ship. So the ship went out beyond, what is it called? Strait of Juan de, I gotta be careful how I say this. Juan de Fuca.
Yeah, that's not what you were saying.
It goes a little bit out there and then it comes back in. It was basically all ready for us to board when it docked. So we got on super early, which was really cool, which is why we wanted to pay for it. Because when you get on the ship, especially NCL, the Breakaway Plus class ship, that's when you book your go-karts, the laser tag, comedy shows.
Which we did our go-karts.
You can make sure your dining reservations were good.
Journey with the Gingers.
Which we did all
welcome.
that. Welcome with that. And
More
while we
sunshine, please. Welcome, Jim.
While they are on here, I want to say next week's show, guys, is guess who do we have as our special guests?
Journey with the Gingers.
So please join us next week. I can't wait to have them. And I would tell you, of all the thumbnails from the cruise channels, or any channel, this is one of my favorite ones, if not the favorite. I love that one. So thank you for that, and I can't wait to have them on our show next week. So I'm looking forward to that. So check-in was really good. Okay, so let's go and keep going down this list.
We did the go-karts 3 times?
3 times.
Yeah, 3 times.
Okay, this is way out of order.
But we did go to the Red Dog Saloon as well.
Yeah.
We had our duck fart there.
Hold on. This is where...
Well, I just brought it up just because you showed it anyway, so we're going to talk about it at some point anyway, so...
Okay, here we go. So, unfortunately, we had planned to go on... we did an outside... Oh my gosh, Derek, what are you doing? We did an outside excursion. I'm going to click back to us, guys. I'm sorry. So we did a separate excursion through Viator, and it was a 20 to 30 person canoe. So I thought, okay, if we're like winded, we can have other people row.
Oh, wow.
But it's supposed to get you closer to Mildenhall Glacier. So unfortunately, because of the wind conditions on the lake, it was canceled. So we did something different instead, and we decided to pay for the tram that takes you up to, I forgot what the name of the mountain is, but it takes you up there. It's up 1,800 feet, which is tall.
That was
really
crazy.
So you're
but
gonna
it was
see,
awesome.
Yeah, so you're going to see some pictures right now.
It was like a giant elevator, and all you see were trees going up, 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 up.
I'm putting these all out of order.
Nurse Nancy, we did not do... We went into the Red Onion, and we took pictures, and we left. We didn't actually get anything at the Red Onion.
Mount Roberts. Thank you, Mary. So this is what the tram looks like. And then you can see Greg and I, our face as that's our little ship, which is a huge ship, looking tiny from the top of that. But that was really nice. I don't know if I would do it again. Yeah, I don't know if I would do it again, but I definitely enjoyed that.
For $50 a person.
Yes, and then
for the experience, it was good.
The Red Dog Saloon is famous for the duck fart, and if I have it right here, I don't know if I have it on here. Oh my gosh, Derek, you're being pathetic.
I have no idea what they call a duck fart. It's
there
like
is a
quack.
story. Yeah, there is a story behind it, and we'll go into that. So, we're gonna make a duck fart for you in 2 weeks.
You're gonna get a duck and make it fart. We're gonna make a duck fart for you in 2 weeks. First, we gotta catch the duck, and then we'll make it fart for you. Now we're gonna have the drink.
So Tess asks, I want to do Mount Roberts, but I'm not sure I will have time since my excursion is over at noon. Tess, what ship are you going on? Because the Princess ships dock right in front of the tram station, and you can buy your tickets at any time, even there, and it won't take you that long to go up there. It takes you like less than 4 minutes to get to the top and bottom. And there's not a whole lot up there to see, but there is a shop, there's a restaurant, so I think you would have time to see it. I think you're okay with that. One of our best experiences ever, as Greg had said, is the White Pass Yukon route. These are the old...
That was awesome.
Yeah, so you can see how they look, and that's where basically I spent most of my time at the back of it, but then Greg and I hung out at the front up there. So beautiful, beautiful scenery. This is some of the view. As you can see, we're starting to get up into the snow, and then this next one is just like breathtaking. That's the front of our train as it snakes through, and
isn't that the bridge that was falling apart?
That's the bridge which they don't use, and as we were outside, so there is no audio, but the bridge in the middle there, it has a hole in it, and I was coming up to it, and I was thinking, that bridge has a hole in it. But luckily, we didn't obviously go over that.
Just look how beautiful that is.
So Cheryl says...
It's way better in person.
$50 per person, that's nuts. It was $10 the first time. Yes, it was $50 for the tram.
I think if you buy it online ahead of time, it's cheaper, but we didn't do that because we had planned on doing the other excursion. But then we had to fill in for lost time, and our friends were doing it, and they had bought their tickets online ahead of time, so we just bid it and paid the price.
Tess says, if you make a duck fart, I promise I'll reply with a video of me making a poodle fart.
Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
Okay, so let's go through, Greg, as we're going through here.
Jamie Wilhite, welcome.
Welcome, Jamie.
Sorry I'm late. I was sewing and lost track of time. Beautiful pictures. You are not late. Don't worry.
One of the other things I wanted to do was go to the Skagway Brewing Company.
Good food. Oh my gosh.
So a couple things on this that I wanted to try. One, you're going to see right next is a beer flight. So I got 4 different ones that I wanted to try. The one on the far left is called a Spruce Tip Ale. Now I will tell you, I'm not a huge beer drinker, but when I heard this beer was made out of the tips of spruce, things like
you
little
had to
buds,
try it.
I want to try it. And there's a story behind this that back in the day, let me flip it back to us. Back in the day, like where the miners came in the gold rush, a lot of people were having problems they were dying. Not a whole lot, but people were dying because of scurvy. And they weren't getting the vitamin C on it. So, Spruce Tip L, the Indians came up, showed them something that was made from the spruce tips, and it was helped them with the vitamin C. Well, Americans being having ingenuity, they created a beer out of it. So we tried the Spruce Tip L, and
we're not lushes. We just like to try drinks.
Yes. Blaine says the duck fart sounds crappy. Ew.
I hope it's not.
So
I mean, ours wasn't.
I did really. Of all the beers I tried, this was my favorite one. And then I hope there's no children watching.
Mine was that pink drink. I forgot what it was called.
Yeah,
it was really good though.
I ate Rudolph.
Oh.
This was a reindeer hot dog.
An
and it was a
actual
chili
reindeer. I took a bite and I was like, nope, no thanks.
Carnival Spirit also right at the station, Tess said. So yeah, Tess, you should have enough time to get in there. So and I actually really enjoyed it. It was a little chewy, but it was the taste of it actually was good, and I didn't feel guilty.
How could you do that? Eat a poor defenseless little reindeer.
And this was Greg. He had the fish and chips.
That was good, actually. It was very good.
So another thing, as we just keep going along, Greg, we'll just show these pictures.
I gotta
Next
douse
place,
that with malt vinegar.
Glacier Bay. I really did not know what to expect.
That was gorgeous.
We're gonna come back to us real quick.
There's the glacier right there in back of us.
That was one of the. We stopped like at 2 different spots, but so one
Two
thing.
different glaciers.
I think we went by like 4 different glaciers.
Well, 2 main glaciers.
So one thing that might help you guys who've never gone to Alaska before, Glacier Bay is considered it's not considered. It is a national park. So we had
it's basically a sea day.
It is, but it's still considered a national park. So we had rangers come onto our ship, like at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we had one guy who was narrating what we were seeing, and just giving information about the history of it, how it was formed, wildlife that's there. We saw a lot of wildlife. Didn't see any orcas, unfortunately, which I think we all wanted to see orcas.
We saw
but we didn't see it.
humpbacks in our trip. That was
Seals,
really cool.
otters.
Yep, bald eagles.
And I think we saw puffins too, because I know puffins are out there. But we saw something on a little ice floe.
It was very small.
I couldn't tell what it was.
I tried to blow up my screen as much as I could, and it wasn't moving, so I don't know if it was a puffin or not. But
the night before, we get a map like the maps that you get at a national park.
Rachel's Adventures, welcome.
Welcome, Rachel. So we got that. And then there's tables that they set up in...
S. Swan, welcome.
Sylvia, thank you for joining us. They set up tables where you can buy shirts, you can buy souvenirs, magnets, whatever. They have that where you can do that. It's like you're going to a visitor center at a national park, and then the agent goes through and talks. So I did not expect that. And Greg made a comment, you feel really insignificant, your size compared to what is around you. And this was he made that comment in Skagway on the train, as well as over in Glacier Bay. So we're going to look at a couple more of those pictures.
Thank you, Rachel, for the thought of a surprise for us. We appreciate that.
And we are, you guys, just to let you know, we are going to be on Rachel's show next week. We're going to be talking about DuckTales, the movie. So this was where you could go get different things, like the visitor center that they set up in the observation lounge.
That blue thing that's sticking up like a drink, that actually collapses.
Oh, did it really?
And that was pretty cool. Well, look the box is there.
Yeah, I didn't
look
realize
how
that's
small
what it
the
was.
box is compared to that. So it opens up like an accordion. That's pretty cool.
This was my mom's dream, and to do it with the whole family. Nancy was saying, sorry, I'm just trying to look at some of these pictures. Okay, so let's go through some of this, and then we'll get caught up more on here. Oh, okay. So
that's the lumberjack show.
This was, the lumberjack.
That was
show,
awesome,
and this was in Ketchikan.
It was funny too, actually.
Yeah, and then we'll come back a little bit later. So, Glacier Bay was really interesting, and we would go into our room and go from the balcony and look at it. They open up. I thought it was cool that NCL on deck 8 they opens up an area which is really for the crew.
The very
and allow the
bow of the ship.
Yeah, so we had good views from that. You could see it from a lot of different angles, and then the ships. It rotated, and I guess it depends on the kind of ship, but with the newer ships, they have the little wheels that turn, not the wheels, but the motors that, I forgot what they call them, but they can rotate them. So the ship did several turns,
at least
obviously
15,
not that fast.
At least 15 times.
I don't know if it was that much, but...
We're going round and round. The second one, we only went around once that we counted, so...
Blaine says that building looks cool. I'm assuming that's Skagway. Ben called you a lush.
I already told you. Not me. He just said lush in general. Don't be saying I'm a lush.
Mary said...
I was the one with one glass. You had like 4 different glasses right there.
Mary said the food was good, and the spruce tip blonde was good too. They had a good salmon chowder. You were looking at that, and yes, so we have a lot of people that are saying that. Just
Excuse me. Oh, I went that way.
there goes Christmas, no Rudolph.
We actually had technically
There we
3
go.
sea days. We had the one actual sea day. What?
Nick said he had the reindeer hot dog or sausage
Oh.
in Norway.
We had one actual sea day, and then when we went to go to Victoria, that was basically a sea day because we didn't get there till nighttime, and it took from the previous day to the next day. And Glacier Bay was also basically a sea day because it took all day from prior day to the next day to get there. So, and you don't get off the ship, so it's a sea day.
A lot of people that are commenting, Jamie and that, I
See.
believe they're going on La Lita Loca's group cruise into Alaska. So you're going to have such a fun time with them.
Ben called you a flight lush. Not me. I only shared some of your flight. So,
I was talking about taking the train. Yeah, oh, there you go. Thank you, Mary. Aussie Pods is Aussie Pads. Aussie Pods.
what?
The
Wow.
motors on the ships that rotate the newer engines.
We did have.
Okay, so they'll pivot to the older ships.
I think we did have one elegant or dress up night, like an actual formal night on the schedule. But we always try to dress up for dinners every night. So, oh my gosh, sorry, one moment.
It's a Sharing at Sea group cruise. Okay, I didn't realize they were doing a one up there. I know. I'm pretty sure La Lita Loca was going too, right?
Okay.
So you guys will definitely have fun. Those guys know how to have a good time for sure.
So we always dress up for dinner nights, regardless. And there was an actual good question because on Apollo, there was a thing going back and forth on, do you have to or should you dress up for dinner, or just dress casually like in the main dining room, things like that. Derek and I like to dress up, casual for.
Well, even for dinner. We'll have polos, or we'll have a button-up shirt.
If it's not an elegant or formal night, we'll just do jeans and a nice shirt with dress shoes. If it's an actual formal night, we'll dress dressier. So I do think that it's just nice to dress up for dinner
And
anyway.
every cruise line is different.
Yeah.
Is with Norwegian, it's cruise as you want. So you can. We had a friend who was wearing T-shirts. He doesn't like to wear, he had T-shirts, like literally like grumpy shirts is what he was wearing.
And we didn't judge. We don't judge. You wear what you wear.
Yeah, wear what
Some
you wear.
people might not have the money to dress. You don't know the backstories of people. So I know I just changed the subject, but I was just thinking, okay, dinners and what we were talking about the other day on Apollo. So.
But one of the things that I had mentioned earlier, and I don't know if Orange Cone is still here, one of the things that was a little bit shocking for me, my favorite areas on the Breakaway Plus class ships is the observation lounge and the waterfront. You got to
Those are
remember
very
that
nice.
with it being cold outside,
So cargo,
it's-
welcome.
welcome cargo. With it being colder outside, people who are normally on the pool decks, hanging out at the bars,
Are inside.
eating food, hanging out in the front or on the top, they're all inside. And it's a little bit of an older crowd. So the observation lounge, Greg and
Kind of
I,
mixed.
the only time Greg and I went into the observation lounge was on opening day, because they have like grab and go buffet stations, like little quick snacks like desserts or like finger food that you can get. They have those spread out in the because it's the first third of the ship. We did that. What the heck are you making noises for? I hope that's the chair.
I have a zipper in the back of my pants, and I was trying to close it.
You have a zipper in the back of your pants.
Yes, there's like a zipper. See?
Oh, you do have a zipper at the back of your pants. And those are mine.
I don't think so.
Yes, they are. Anyway,
Moving on.
But because of the weather, we never had a chance to hang out there. And I mean, there were times we walked through, like when we were filming, we could have sat there, but they were kind of off times. But for the most part, when we wanted to do it, the observation lounge, not a chance of having it
We went
where
to
you can do it.
we went to the waterfront
Quite
quite
a
a bit more, and I actually enjoyed it. I mean, it was cold at times, but it was still nice when you dress warm and everything. So, and Derek had his pumpkin spice beer.
Yes.
At least once.
So Tess asked another good question. Because of the weather, I'm torn about what to wear. So I will tell you, from what I understand, the ship. We'll check it in one quick sec. Sorry. From what I understand, the ship is always the same temperature inside, whether you're in the Caribbean or you're in Alaska. So it's like at a constant 78 degrees, say. But if it's cold outside and you come into the ship, it's going to seem hot. And there were times we felt overheated, and we heard a lot of people are saying, oh my gosh, it's so hot inside the ship. And I think it's more so that you're coming in from an outside in. We actually, at the last minute, we brought shorts because we heard comments from Facebook group saying it's hot inside the ship. And ours was the first selling on the Encore for the season, but the Bliss is the same ship basically, and we were hearing comments about that. So we actually wore shorts, and inside we were actually fine with the shirt. So I don't think that's going to. You should be fine if you want to wear something a little bit, not thick. So that was another thing that we learned from there, because it's hard. They say dress in layers, but what the heck does layers mean? We went to Juneau and it was warm, and we had thermal.
When you need to, yeah.
Yeah, I had thermal underwear over my pants. I had thermal top.
Over
I had a
your
t-shirt.
pants?
Well, under my pants. I had a t-shirt with a thermal long shirt.
Excuse me.
I had a pullover hoodie, and I had my thicker polar fleece jacket because we were going to be on the lake. I should have not have done that. We were
I didn't even dress that much. I had pants, shirt, sweat jacket, and I was good to go.
Aw, that's right. Angela's birthday is coming up. She says, do a jiggy for my birthday.
Well, happy early birthday, and thank you
Yes.
very much for that super PayPal.
Yes.
And we're gonna get jigger
Here
with
we
it.
go. We'll do this. Here we go.
That.
Nope, that's...
OMG. Now you're just mixing them. Woohoo, mix that song.
We gotta
DJ Derek. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
do we got to do a quick happy birthday song for her? Okay, let's do a quick happy
Do we
birthday.
have to?
Do
Is
we
that what
have
you
to?
said? Is that what you said? Do we have to do? Wow.
Let's do a quick one. Okay, ready? Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy day. Do we have a birthday here?
We have a birthday here. Birthday here.
Whoa! Happy birthday,
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy day. Happy early birthday, Angela. Watch out for those full moons and werewolves, too.
Oh gosh. 78 is warm. Tess said. Derek always overthinking. Yeah, because how do you? This was the hardest cruise I ever had to pack for, and I don't know if I know the answer because in May it's supposed to be cold, and we ran into snow. Glacier Bay was cold. Some days were cold.
High elevation.
But I don't know. So Orange Cone said layers based. Layer to keep you warm and dry, mid layer for warmth, and top layer to keep you dry.
Tony G, 1935, welcome.
Welcome, Tony. So
Tony, and really quick, Tony, I forgot. Are you going on the group cruise, non-group cruise? Please let us
Yes,
know, because I don't
he is.
remember.
Yes.
Oh, cool, awesome.
Yes.
Oh my god, I almost said something else. KV, welcome. What's the best drink you had on board? Wife and I leave on Encore Sunday. Well, I have a favorite drink that I've gotten on the Princess and the Encore called the Aviation. And from what I saw, you can only get the Aviator in the, was it called the A-list bar? It's the bar
yeah.
between Cagney's and, was it La Bistro? No. What is it? Cagney's and what?
Los Lobos.
Los Lobos. So there's a bar right there. And I ordered it at Cagney's, but they use that bar. So it's a very good martini if you like martinis. And it's very pretty looking too.
I didn't like it.
I love it. The flavor is so different. The color is a very pretty blue. It's just different blue colored, but it tastes really good.
Cargo, yes, I saw the comment. She says, now
Excuse me.
I had a moment where it's like I have a teenage daughter. Or a teenage daughter.
Oh boy.
She's calling me a teenage daughter.
Mm.
Yeah, we were in Victoria because they have to do the obligatory Canadian port.
It's Los Lobos, isn't it?
Yeah, Los Lobos.
Yeah, Los Lobos, Ben.
So we were there, and I'm saying that before I forget because we did get a chance to meet some friends on the ship. Where are we hiding? Where?
Los Lobos, sorry.
Los Lobos.
Richard said one suggestion for people that are stopping in Victoria: the tours will be rushed, and it's hard to get the full aspect of Victoria. Yeah, you're only there for like 4 hours, just so that they could say they went to another country.
Yes. So we had a blank screen, and it was so amazing. We did have a chance to meet people. In fact, who we cruised with were our buddies Mike and David. This is as we left Seattle.
Yeah.
So as you can see, David with one of his many grumpy shirts. We had a surprise. No Maps Needed Travel went. They met us in Seattle. So
That was so fun.
to what
So
we
fun
can
to see
see,
them.
well, Scotty has the Mickey Mouse head-shaped shirt, and then there's Maddie on his
His
left.
shirt actually looks lit up. That
It
really
does.
looks real.
It does. And then, who's in the chat is Ryan with his roommate Blake. So, awesome, yes. We had a short time with them, but they were so nice.
Yes.
And we can't wait to meet
Very
out
nice to meet
again
them.
in the future. But it was warm there. We were stripped. We were in shirts because we
Wow.
were going to wear sweatshirts and that because it was the last night of the cruise, and we were packing so we could put it in our luggage to put outside
Todd
the ship.
Christmas Clatter, welcome.
Welcome, Todd. So we didn't know what to wear. So everyone was wearing thicker jackets, and we went off the ship in t-shirts. And were we in shorts?
I was in shorts.
Yeah, we were in shorts.
Yeah,
Shorts too.
We were wearing shorts. Yep. It was warm. Where are we at? Too much. Maddie looks like he had too much coffee. Speaking of that, we did get the Starbucks package.
I don't think we.
And I will.
Did you say KV? I don't know if you
did.
said hello.
I
Welcome
did.
in.
Yes, I did. Welcome again.
Ooh.
I don't know if it's, for me personally, worth getting the Starbucks package because you have to at least drink 3 Starbucks drinks a day. I was lucky to have 2. And you don't have to have coffee. You can have like their refresher drinks, which are the lemonade with the fruit.
But their bakery is not included. They don't have hot food. They have bakery, and that's not included.
But we did have 2 very nice baristas, 2 young ladies that were very nice, always smiling, always happy to help us.
Faith and Joyce.
Yeah.
They were definitely nice. My favorite drink on the Encore, I think you said it, in the District Brew House is a Guinness. I'm not a big Guinness fan, but they have a pumpkin spice Guinness. So they put, what is it, the Angora bitter. They put a little bit of the bitter. They have pumpkin syrup, and then they put the Guinness on top.
I thought it was
To
already
me,
mixed.
No, I saw them making it, and it to me is like Ryan. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
There's probably about
have more than half a tin left.
2/3
still.
of the chocolate left. Oh, why don't you bring that? Because that's a really cool collector thing, it's almost like if you've ever had a nitro cold brew from like a pumpkin nitro cold brew from Starbucks. That's what it reminds me of. So I would recommend at least trying one of those. That was probably my favorite one.
So this was established in 1885. Rogers Chocolates. Very cool.
Yes, and that's very
design.
similar. It reminds me of a lot like the vintage look of See's Candy, if you guys are familiar with that. Oh, wow.
And it even gives a little story on the chocolates on the back.
Sylvia says thermals are too hot. I would agree. There's probably only one day that I would have been really needing to wear thermals.
And a little map of what they are. And I think one of them needs to go in my mouth right now.
Orange Counted Merino wool is the best that keeps you warm when it's cold. Yeah, it's going to be, and you know what? And it was
That was a coffee bean mini cream. That was really good.
they're really good. I definitely would recommend if you guys have a chance to get some of the Rogers chocolate.
I actually ate a mini bean. I mean, coffee bean.
I lost what I was saying.
I'm sorry.
Be right back. Got a iron fabric. Todd Clatter. Oh, I'm way behind on the chat. Sorry, guys, if I'm missing. Is the down open that late? Okay, so Ryan's answering that. Sorry, guys. I know we're winding up here.
With the drink package, I've also said I don't know if I would get the drink package again on future cruises unless it's like part of a package.
I do.
Because I didn't I didn't drink that much.
Well, and I keep telling Greg, I don't think
alcohol.
Greg realizes it. The package that we got was basically $109 per day. So you figure 7 nights, $109. But with Norwegian, they offer the free at sea packages. And just about all the time now, I think it's pretty rare they don't offer it, is all you have to pay for is your tax and your gratuities.
Well,
so you're looking at about $200. I think we drank, if you figure the drinks are, even if they're probably more like $11, but just say they're $10. That's probably not that much.
Nurse Nancy was talking the other day about they don't know if they're going to get the drink package because it kind of makes you feel like you have to drink to get your money's worth, basically. But the way you're explaining it, if it's included in a bundle, then either, I mean, you use it or you don't use it, whatever. I don't feel obligated to drink a lot, even with a drink package. I just didn't drink that much this time. I don't know why. It's not a bad thing. I just didn't drink that much.
So, Jamie, yeah, they're called Rogers chocolates. I'm not sure where you can get them in there, if there's something close to the cruise port. I will say, if you dock, at least for Norwegian, if you guys are Norwegian, we only went off ship. We met Brian and Blake. There is a sign between our dock and the next dock over, and it says Victoria, Canada. So we took some pictures in front of that, and we went inside a souvenir shop there, and it was like a madhouse. And we said, okay, let's get out of here. We went out to go back through the ship. There is a shop. So if you're coming out of, when you get off the ship, you have to go through like customs. If you walk immediately to the right, instead of going left to where we originally went, you're getting back on the ship. There's another souvenir shop, and there was like hardly anyone in there, and it's the same merchandise. So just so you know, you don't have to hunt and fight 50 people in there.
KV has a question. So, did we feel seasick? I didn't feel seasick. We usually take Dramamine. You can also take Bonine, whichever one is less drowsy. And I
take it. I live on it. I live on Bonine or Dramamine.
We also owe Ryan a
dance.
Jiggy.
We do. Yes, we do.
And at 6 o'clock, so we gotta wind it down.
All right.
So let's do a Jiggy Jiggy.
All right. So Ryan, this is for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Oh wow.
Thank you so much,
Thank you
Ryan.
so much.
I know the ship show's coming on right now, so thank you guys for joining us so much.
Yep.
I'm trying to see if there's any other
We
last
will have
questions.
a part 2 of this, not next week, but the week after.
Yes, we'll be talking about how to make duck farts. That's going to be the feature, but we'll This Life. Hello,
Welcome,
Rachel.
This Life.
I hope you are doing well. I mean, we chat quite a bit on the other stuff, but so thank you for joining us. Depending on the cruise line, there are a few ways to get your money without alcohol. I'm undecided about getting the drink package. Okay.
What we did do was they don't
the
make
ship
alcohol coffee drinks in Starbucks, so I just got my drink. She said, "Do you need a little room?" And I said, "Yes, please." And then I took my happy self over to the nearest bar
And got a
and
shot of
asked for a
Baileys.
shot of Bailey's. And then one time I got a shot of whiskey also. So, and really quick, I was at the bar waiting to get a shot of whiskey and it was very crowded, and there was a guy, one of the not baristas but bartenders, was trying to reach high to a bottle of wine, and I just slightly tapped him on the shoulder. I said, "Do you need help?" He goes, "Oh yeah, please." I said, "Which one?" He goes, "Any of those. It doesn't matter." And he said, "Thank you. You're a gentleman and a scholar." And I said, "Thank you." I said, "Would I be able to get a shot of whiskey when you have a chance, please?" And he said, "Sure." He went and got it ahead of other people. I think just as a nice gesture that I helped out, and that's not why I did it, but I just thought I would ask if when he had the chance to do it. But he did it pretty quick. So
ship show's not going on tonight, so a little bit longer.
Ben, we're not luscious.
So a couple of things I did want to bring up, so for people to be prepared. I think with Encore just visiting, which I had thought they would have had more control over, like better organization, but when we went to Juneau, there was less organization when we got off the ship, and it seemed like everyone came from all these different decks, and they funneled in, and that sometimes we were like penguins trying to get off the ship. So be prepared that there could be times on that, but that was the only time we experienced it. The other times when we were in Skagway, we had to meet in the theater because we had a time that we had to meet, and when they said, "Okay, your excursion's ready to go," there was no issue getting off the ship. When we went to Ketchikan, there was no issue getting off the ship. When we disembarked, that was a cluster. So that was there's a lot of heated people, because when we went originally, we could go down to deck 6. That's where we got Starbucks, and we went up to the buffet. Our room was on deck 15. The buffet's on deck 16. So we did that. We got our last stuff out of our room. We went down thinking we can go down to 7, and they stopped us at 8. We're at the front of the ship, and they made us go all the way to the back to get on an elevator, because none of the staircases were open. We had to get in an elevator.
Thank you, Ryan. Have a good night.
And luckily we found one that went up, and then it was able to take us down to the deck that we needed. So that was a little bit disorganized. But I would just say this is the first time we've been on a ship that was at full capacity. And from what I understood, the first 4 sailings of this ship were at full capacity.
But we still had a lot of fun.
We had a lot of fun, but I'm trying to help, to understand, I felt bad for NCL because it looked like at times the bar, certain bars, they were packed, and I felt sorry for the bartenders because it looked like they were a little bit overwhelmed because everybody wants their drink and they want it right now. But so just be patient. Kind of, you don't always experience, when we went on the Bliss out of LA, we didn't have any of those issues. So you gotta feel sorry for the staff, but everyone we interacted with is good. And I'll also say another thing, on there they have cruise the cards. Make sure you fully understand what is listed on there. So they'll tell you if you have priority, they'll tell you if you have the drink package, how many nights you have dining. I made a mistake. The NCL made a mistake. There's things that could have caught it, but we had 4 nights of specialty dining.
We are going to have a part 2,
I know. But for people who might not watch the second part, we had 4 specialty nights of dining, but they only had 2 on there. It took a while to get it corrected. We did get it corrected, so instead of us on one night where we had to pay out of pocket $200, they did reverse it and corrected it. But if I would have realized it more, and we'll go to the story in a couple of weeks, we'll explain it more. But the bottom line is, make sure if you have any questions on what your card says, especially on the cruise lines that list everything that you're supposed to have, make sure you go and find out what it is to make sure what you thought you paid for is actually on there. We were right. We should have had 4, but it only listed 2. And it's a long story, but we won't go into that.
Well, we hope everybody had fun with our show tonight. Thank you for joining us, and just remember that we're here to entertain and have fun with you guys.
Yes, for sure. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We'll see you next week with Journey with the Gingers. I can't wait. I'm so excited. And that Lori and Hannah. And with that, I'm Derek.
And I'm Gregory.
If you forget our names, it's okay, because I'm Little Explorer.
And I'm Bear Explorer.
And as Walt Disney once said,
we are
just getting started.
Have a